Hello vinyl community. Thought I'd make a quick video and show some of the records that I've added to my collection in the last few weeks. Try and go fast on this one because I haven't got much battery left in the camera. So the first album I'll show is an artist from I think New York, and this is her second album. Now, I've read reviews on that album, and they have described it as psychedelic rock blues. I don't know if I completely agree with that description. I don't think the music on the record leans that much towards psychedelic. Very distinct sound on the record. I like the record quite a bit, but I really wouldn't categorize it as being like a psychedelic record. Good record, definitely worth checking out. And that one I think came from Fuzz Club, as does this next one here, which is Tales of Murder and Death, Hallucination of Beauty. This record would fall sort of towards the neo-psychedelic type genre of music. Very good album, worth checking out. I believe this album was originally released in 2012. A Scandinavian band, I believe. Don't quote me on that. And then this year, the album was re-released on vinyl. 400 copies were pressed, as far as I know. Here's one that you'll actually find on Amazon. So, Psychic Guild. This record is live at Levitation. I think it's I'm not sure if it's distributed through Fuzz Club. Not sure there. Of course, it's sort of like a psychedelic neo-psych type album, and heavy on the guitaring. One thing I'm going to note here: made in Czechoslovakia. This past 4 or 5 months, I've received several albums like in the neo-psych genre that had that made in Czechoslovakia sticker on it. And the quality of pressings have not been very good in the sense that there's warpage on the records, which suggests to me that they might be pressing them a little bit too fast on the pressing plant. But yeah, I've had a few problems with that. This next album, when it came out, I wasn't aware they came out, and I'm not sure it was 200-300 copies were pressed, and they were gone instantly, so I missed that on it, which kind of sucked. But then there was a second pressing, and I immediately jumped on the second pressing and got a copy of this album. Hologram People. Record arrived, I didn't take a look at the jack at all. I immediately pulled the record out, put it on the turntable, started playing it. And as I listened to it, I thought to myself, geez, that's a bit of a strange arrangement of the music. It almost sounds like a soundtrack to me. And that's what this record is when I finally looked at the jacket, there's a dedication to 60s and 70s soundtracks. And so it's the design of the jacket is more in tune to what you would see on a soundtrack vinyl record. Very good album. It's of course leans towards again sort of like the neo-psychedelic. Worth checking out. The good thing with this is there's quite a variation in the music between tracks. So if you listen to one track and you necessarily don't like it too much, it doesn't mean you're not going to like other tracks, because some of the tracks are sound completely different from one another. Very good album. Glad I got it. Next album is an album, Heliocentrics. Heliocentrics album that I've shown in recent videos. I would say of the ones I've shown, the music on this one would be sort of like the least commercial or a little bit more avant-garde, sort of like a psychedelic funk is how I've read it being described, which is reasonably accurate. But there could be spots on this record where it could be a little bit of a hard listen for some people. It's definitely not like a commercial recording. It's a good album. It's an album that you should check out first before you go buy it to make sure it's something you would like. The last two albums, for anybody who's ever watched any of my videos in the last 2-3 years, when you see these two records, you're going to go, what the hell? Completely off in the opposite direction. But hey, why not? How do you know?
You
yes, I have Kylie Minogue in my collection. For those who might be a little bit familiar with her records, some of her records in the past, the vinyl releases were on limited edition, including this Fever. And if you ever went on to like Discogs, you would see that in recent times some of her albums they're like selling for $300-400. And this one, the Christmas one, Stepping Back in Time, picture this. So of course that's outrageous money. Nobody's going to spend $300-400 on a record. At least I'm not. But the good thing is, I've noticed now they're getting reissued. So Fever's reissued. The next one I'm going to show you is reissued, and her Christmas album, which I think is going for close to $500 there at one point, has been reissued as well. So once again, we have another one here. Impossible Princess, Kylie.
Have every man, but to love only one, to wake with the moon and sleep with the sun, to be a sinner and saint, a lover and friend, to know a beginning but never an end, to fly in the ocean, to swim in the skies, believer in truth, defendant of lies, to know the purest love, the deepest pain, to be lost and found again and again and again. Try everything to be hailed as a hero, branded up.
So, it's Kylie Minogue. What more can you say? Yeah, I actually saw her live about 10 years ago. It was at the Air Canada Centre in Toronto, I believe, which can seat about 18,000 people. And I'm guessing she probably had less than 10,000 people there. It's amazing. I watch her videos from Europe, and she can pack the arenas, but she doesn't have very much exposure, at least not in this area. Yeah, I never heard her on the radio over here. But anyways, what can you do? So this will probably be my final video for the year. So wishing everyone happy holidays, and thank you for watching.